Hey there, beautiful soul. Welcome to this week's conversation where we talk again about meditation and especially about you as a practitioner or a potential practitioner. Today we're going to explore 4 limiting beliefs that you might have when you want to start a meditation practice. If you're someone who wants to meditate but has maybe had a bad experience or is maybe a little bit reluctant to begin a meditation practice, if you have questions like, is this really for me? Am I doing the right thing? Am I good enough? Then this episode is for you. For many years since I have been working with people in meditation, I heard so many different stories that people tell themselves about why they think they have a hard time meditating. So if you thought about starting to meditate, but it didn't really work out until now, maybe you didn't have the courage, maybe you have come to feel that meditation is something very far away from you. I just today had a client message me, Emma, I would like to start to meditate, but I feel like I'm the extra person there. I feel very awkward when I start to meditate. And this might be also the case for you. So today I want to take you through the main roadblocks that you might have run into and some strategies or ways in which you might overcome them. Here are the main reasons why I've seen people discourage themselves from starting a meditation practice and how to overcome them. Number 1, you make judgments about yourself. I was really surprised to find that people no longer question the benefits of meditation. They no longer question whether meditation is good for them. That seems to be widely understood. Instead, they question themselves. Am I good enough for meditation? Am I doing the right thing? Is this the right pose? Is it okay to have a thought in meditation? Maybe you've also had those questions. Maybe you think you're not patient enough to start to meditate. So you hold this judgment of yourself that you're not this person that you should be in order for it to be acceptable for you to meditate. And this is why many times we can associate meditation with a certain type of person. We see images of calm people, a very zen people, as we say. We see an image of someone meditating and think, oh, they are so peaceful, so calm. I could never be like that. How do you overcome this blockage? Allow yourself to know that meditation is for each and every one of us. And calm and patient is something that you become as a result of meditation. The more impulsive you consider yourself, the more impatient you say that you are, the harder it will be in the beginning, but the more you need meditation. Yes, it will be hard in the beginning. It will feel unnatural, but the more you say these things about yourself, the more you actually need meditation. Meditation is about what you become, not what you already are. And this can go with so many other practices like yoga, running, taking up the guitar, any practice that you want to take up. In the beginning, it will feel a bit unnatural, it will feel a bit awkward. If it's a practice where you try to develop a skill, you will notice, you will find in the beginning that you are maybe not so good at that, not so natural at that. And this is the whole point of practicing. The practice itself is something that you accomplish. You don't need to have, I don't know what result by the end of your practice, but the practice itself and the process itself is the accomplishment. So if you've been flirting with the idea of meditation, but just think that maybe you're not good enough or are not in a good place to start right now, allow yourself to understand that you are enough and give it a try. It's a very vulnerable thing, but it's totally worth it. Number 2. You don't know where to start or what you should do. Perhaps you haven't received enough guidance to begin a proper meditation practice. Maybe you have no idea where to start or what meditation is all about. It's absolutely normal to have some questions in the beginning. And if you haven't found enough guidance, it might be hard to have the confidence to actually start a practice. How do you overcome this? You need to find a guide, a person that you can trust. If that's me, that would be lovely, but it doesn't have to be. It can be anyone you feel inspires confidence and authenticity to you. Anyone who resonates. You don't need any rational arguments for that. Just someone whom with you resonate, who can guide you in your own practice. In the beginning, you might practice using guided meditations, And you might look for information that can be very helpful early in the process, maybe even taking up a course. Don't forget that you are in a learning process. You can't possibly know everything, but you can access resource. And this is what makes your process even more valuable. Take everything as an experiment without putting much pressure on yourself. And this is what brings me to the next limiting belief you might have. Number 3, you have too high expectations of yourself while you meditate. If you have set for yourself some expectations about what, how, when should happen in meditation, if you want everything to go smoothly from the very beginning, you are sabotaging yourself. Often we don't start a meditation by being all calm and peaceful. On the contrary, we start a meditation precisely because we're not calm and peaceful, but we would like to be. If you put pressure on the process and you chase a certain state during the process, a state that you think should be there, all you're doing is to sabotage the very state that is waiting for you to be ready. Peace comes when we allow ourselves to slip into the process, not when we keep our guard up, when we chase something in particular. So how do you overcome this limiting belief around meditation? It's important to allow the process to happen naturally on its own. Allow the process to surprise you without trying to control it. There's no ideal way to practice. There's no ideal way to feel. You might have thoughts, you might have emotions, you might have a state of restlessness and not know what to do. Your mind might slip away, but you might bring it back gently without judgment. Many times. And that's an absolutely normal part of it. Keep on going and have faith. And finally, number 4, you haven't found the meditation that you like yet, or the meditation style that you like. When I was starting in the beginning, it happened that certain voices would wake up a very strong reaction in my body. Like, I couldn't listen for more than 5 seconds. I couldn't go on. I just didn't feel like I had chemistry with the voice with a teacher. Maybe it also happened to you that a certain voice causes you discomfort, or simply a certain meditation technique was not your style. Maybe sometimes you chose to sit there because, well, meditation is good, but it seemed more like you were struggling. You tried to stay even though you didn't enjoy it at all. How do you get over this? Well, instead of forcing yourself to like a certain type of meditation or a certain voice, look for a guide or a voice that just fits your soul. If you feel like you don't have any bit of chemistry with your meditation guide, if you don't like the background music or the voice or simply what is being said during the meditation, then you can't expect yourself to be able to sustain that habit in the long run. When it comes to a sustained long-term practice, it is important that the space, the voice, the music is to your liking. That's when you feel like you're falling in love. Only then you can have a long-term relationship with meditation. Your brain needs to associate the idea of practicing with something positive, with something that it likes, with a certain smell, with a certain environment, with a certain space and voice. And all these stimuli are really important. And if one of them is really uncomfortable, you're not going to be able to withstand it. Find what works for you and go with what works for you. Whatever challenges you have when you want to start your meditation practice, allow yourself to know, first of all, that they are normal, they are natural, and they can be solved. Your journey with meditation is really unique. It's unique, and you have to find your way to your journey. I'm really happy if I have the chance to guide you, but ultimately, I'd like for you to be in touch with your inner guide. Be free to access outside resources. Be free to access knowledge, to have guidance, but ultimately, the purpose is for you to connect with your inner voice and with your inner guru, if you'd like. Does any of this ring a bell? Did it speak to you in any way? Do you have any blockages that you encounter when you try to meditate? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe so then you don't miss the next one. and I'll see you next time.